Chats. Chats with Sweetie. Da da da. Da 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 da. Chats. Chats with Sweetie. Da da da. Da 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 da. With Belen. No? I think that's pretty good. I'm sorry, guys. By the way, everyone who's listening and everybody who's watching, yes, absolutely, it's on. We're just trying to get the jingle right. So why don't you sing your version of what's right? Because Sergio and Ivan are gonna pick whatever's good.
I mean, I think your version's amazing, but I'll give you my 2 cents.
Go ahead.
Chats with Sweetie. Chats with Sweetie.
Okay, I'll do one more. Chats with Sweetie. Da 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 da. Chats with Sweetie. I think we're gonna leave it to you, Sergio, to decide what works. And Ivan, good luck with everyone. Sweetie, welcome to episode number 6 of Chats with Sweetie, which is a podcast where Belen and I apparently go to therapy with Sergio, being our main guy. Welcome to episode number 6. Remember, we're available in every single one of the platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Google Cast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, anything, Sweetie, whether they want to find your beautiful face or my beautiful voice.
Perfect.
You know?
The dynamic duo.
See what I did there? It's the dynamic duo.
No.
Let me know, guys. And if you guys like the Chats with Sweetie opener, if you want to throw some music behind it, I don't know what Ivan and Sergio are going to do. Feel free to send us some.
They're going to mix up some magic.
There's a lot.
By the way, for everyone to know, this is all we do at home.
Belen and I just sing to each other and to Fiona.
And we text each other, like, we'll put the emoji of the music note.
And go, Chats.
So that people, so that we know it's a song.
It is true. It is true. And also Fiona, our pit bull, has like 1 million songs. I don't think any other dog gets that many songs. Do you want to sing a Fiona song? No. That's right. That's just one little preview of what we're talking about. So you see, I'm not the only crazy person in this relationship.
Honestly, quarantine really took us to the next level.
I think quarantine just did us a favor.
With our insanity.
Sweetie, there's a lot to talk about in today's podcast. Starting with our move to the city of Austin in Texas.
It's official.
It's official.
We're heading to Austin.
Sweetie's in Texas. I don't know. Maybe I'll stop with it.
We're gonna have to maybe get like more of a country, Sweetie, once we're living there.
Get me out of here.
No, bad Sergio. And I don't think we're gonna put any fucking country music. Oh, 1 tequila, 2 tequilas, 3 tequilas.
It's not tequila.
That's the one. Oh, it's 1 margarita, 2 margaritas. That's what Rod, because a lot of people don't know this, but Rodrigo is apparently a Texan at heart.
He was born there too.
You guys were there for like 3 months of your life when you were babies.
I'm
basically
just saying.
fetuses.
I'm just saying.
All right, number 2. How do we deal fighting as a couple? Because apparently all of y'all saw our little
tiff
at the beginning of last episode, and Belen is going to address how she neutralizes me. Then we're going to talk about, Sweetie, what's it going to be like to move your business to Austin? Because I think it's challenging.
I'm just as curious as you are.
It's a challenging thing. I just want to know how she's going to do it, and then I'll tell you how I'm going to do it, which obviously my way is going to be
so much
way better.
Yep.
Way better. Sweetie, I got a burp stuck. Oh, no. Oh, no. Anyways, and last but not least, we're going to talk about how is it working with friends for you and for me? Because I think it's very different.
It's totally different.
It's very different. Don't fucking give me that shit. You know what? Let's start with number 1. I'm in a great mood. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
It's probably because you did your jingle.
No.
It gets you going.
No, it's not the jingle, sweetie.
Right.
Just working out gets me going, and I've been working out really nicely in the past 2 days. So I feel good. I feel good.
Good. Okay, go on. Let's start. Question number 1.
Yeah, see, question number 1. Our move to Austin. So, Sweetie, what happened last week is we went to Austin, Texas, because that's where we found the house, and we decided that we wanted to move in. And I want to talk about everything that we did, because number 1, we closed on our house, and closing on our house, they gave us our keys.
Exciting.
We filmed an awesome house tour, which, by the way, I already saw. Sergio, Ivan, holy
you guys killed it.
shit. The Butcher Brothers. What are they called? The
Property Brothers.
The Property Brothers got nothing. And I saw the Property Brothers yesterday, and they had Brad Pitt on it. Let me tell you something.
God, you guys, he's so handsome.
Let me tell you something. They got nothing on Sergio and Ivan. Nothing.
They for sure, but they did have Brad Pitt. Oh.
But you guys have me. Well, I don't understand what the difference is.
I didn't realize you and Brad were in the same category.
We're the same type of guy, you know?
All right.
We're both guys.
Yep.
And we both have 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 hands and two eyes. It's almost the same thing. Actually, a lot of people always tell me that the white in my eye looks exactly like the white in Brad Pitt's eye. So we did that, and we traveled with Sergio. Sergio came with us.
Our son,
apparently, everywhere we went to Austin, I was like, that's my son. That's my boy. Until he brought up the good point that it's impossible for me to be his father.
It's true.
How old am I?
22?
No. What's the difference between the two of us? 14 years? I feel like in my country, where I come from, people can have kids at 14. But I'm going to let it slide since you don't want to be my virtual kid. Sweetie, how was the trip? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it?
I had a blast. So I think I should tell everyone that was my second time ever going to Austin.
Yeah.
So the first time we went was back in November, and that was my first time, honestly, going back to Texas since I was born. So there's that. So I was born in Dallas, so I definitely have not been back since. But you've been to Austin because Rodrigo used to live in Austin and you used to visit him.
Well, that, and remember that I was going to invest with some other dude from Cub Gang, and I brought him into Austin because I said Austin is going to blow up and it's going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And we traveled to Austin to look at all these places. And thank God that was the time when I realized this dude's kind of a piece of shit. Maybe I shouldn't do anything. And thank God I didn't. But that's why I've been going to Austin back and forth.
So you had been way more than me.
Yeah, and I also bought, just so you know, my Ferrari, which is the most, everybody knows this, the most important Ferrari in all fucking Ferrari land. Oh my God.
Are we soulmates?
That's why I married you. It's the most important Ferrari in Ferrari land. Came out of Austin.
That's right.
I have a lot of friends in Austin.
You have a little network in Austin.
There's a Formula One race track in Austin.
Okay. All right.
So we'll be able to see F1 3D. On board with Charles Leclerc.
Maybe you shouldn't run. Because your energy levels up here.
And also, I didn't smoke weed before running, which normally, that actually, by the way, that helps me tremendously.
That's what it is.
If you smoke a bong, if you do a bong rip before going for a long run, like a 5-7 mile run, you're going to feel incredible. Sergio's already like covering his face in shame. It's true, Sergio. For those of our,
our friend Chris, he always smokes weed before he works out, and he's the best workout.
I remember he told me that when we first met him, and I was like,
"No
how
way.
can you work out when you're high?" And now I'm like, "That's how you work out when you're high." Touche. So, anyways, I don't know why I'm saying this. Oh, Austin.
So my first time ever was when we went in November. We went for 3 days, and it was just like go go go. We really didn't spend that much time in like downtown Austin in the sense like I didn't really get to experience everything. Also, there's COVID. But
well, hang on, there was COVID, and day 1 you got sick the first time we went, and then day 2 I got sick.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Day 2 we actually went to eat. It was the last night you had. We kept getting like we got headaches. I think it was also because we flew, and then obviously house, as fun as it is going to see houses, it's really exhausting and draining.
By the way, so how was it the first time you went to Austin? And
I really loved it. I thought everyone was so nice.
Yeah.
And the weather was great. And I don't know. I thought it was like easy. And I was actually flabbergasted by how easy it was to get there 2.5 hours.
So how was the contrast compared to the second time you went? Because I have a little, like, my own insight on the second time we went there.
Meaning like what? Like,
did you like it?
My energy?
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah. Well,
how was the second time compared to the first one?
Well, first of all, when we landed, America was like sinking.
Oh yeah. We left LA,
LAX.
and I was like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. And then I remember just opening my phone, and it's like
catastrophe.
Yeah. The
DC.
What happened in DC with all the people rushing into the Capitol building? It was crazy. I was like, oh, well, that's nice. At least there's a lot of guns where we were. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think that's bad.
I think it's bad.
Especially because I'm Mexican. We honestly didn't. Dallas was one of the places that came up on the move, and I can't do Dallas, guys. I'm just still too Mexican. There's still not enough protection out there.
I think Austin's more it's more her vibe, as
Yeah.
much as I hate saying that.
Yeah.
But I think
Let's just say there's more diversity.
there's totally, it's a metropolitan city. There's a lot of tech. There's just more variety.
yeah.
So I would say this. So we landed, that was all going on, but I instantly felt energized almost when we got there. For anyone who hasn't gone to Austin, and this is a perfect example because Sergio said this, there's something about the energy
Yeah.
in Austin,
Yeah.
and you feel good. You feel like you can breathe. First of all, like the air is like definitely different from LA,
Yeah.
and there's just something very magnetic and like alive in that city. And again, people are so nice and so polite.
Do you think it was the stars of Capricorn aligning with Aries? It's just because of the energy question. I'm just making sure. It's just.
You never know. You never know.
I'm sorry to all women listening, to all three of you, to all
There's
three
more
of you,
than 3,
all 4 of you,
and they're all my friends.
to all of Belen's friends listening and just basing their life on their horoscope. I respect you. Go on, sweetie.
Okay. Well, I was just like instantly like excited. And obviously, of course, I also felt more excited because it felt real. Like it was like, we're here to get the keys to our house.
Yeah.
Where the other time it was like,
Well, it was the stressful one.
It was the
which
stressful
is
one.
Go find something.
yeah. So I felt great. And then it was also so fucking amazing to eat at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
We kept freaking out. We were like, is this okay? Can we do this? And the waiter was like, well, you're not from here. And we're like, no, we're from LA and we have PTSD.
I was like, we're one of those people that he's ruining Texas.
I just want to butt in real quick with some amazing analytics on Belen's channel.
All right, hit us, Sergio.
She has less females than our English one does.
No way.
What?
She's
There-
at 2.7%. We're at 3.
Boom. So it's all guys. This is all a fucking sausage party now listening to you too, sweetie. Welcome.
Well, I
Welcome.
guess that's, kind of flattering, that guys actually
Hey.
are interested in what I have to say.
You guys better fucking stop looking at my wife every day. I don't know. I'm sorry. So anyway, sweetie, you were saying.
But so it was amazing to eat outside. Well, at a restaurant.
How's the food in Austin?
Oh my God, it's amazing. And we've only eaten at like 3 places, but bomb.
The Mexican restaurant was incredible. And
Oh my
I
God.
never go to a Mexican restaurant in the U.S. and go like, wow, that was awesome. This was like obviously a more expensive version of
Yeah.
that. But man, that was incredible.
It was so delicious. So I felt really good, not anxious, like really excited. How did you feel going? I mean, I know you've been way more than me, but specifically last
Oh
week.
no, on that one I felt exactly like you. Like
Yeah.
you were saying, like the energy was so good. I feel like while I'm here, I'm a little congested somewhere in my head, like my soul, myself.
Yeah.
And then once I got there, I was like, wow, this feels like not having any of that weight on you, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we were like, oh, we need to get out of LA because of this or that.
No, not
Like,
at all.
And it's odd that going into that place, it opens up like that.
Another layer almost.
Yeah, like another speed, if you will, And I loved it. I love the food. I love how fast the fly is, how polite and young everybody is,
Yeah.
which I adore that, you got all sorts of people from all sorts of spectrums and they're all super fucking nice.
I mean, our waiter was amazing.
Incredible.
He
And
gave us a list of spots to check out.
That's right. What else did I like? I love the hotel and the prices, man. It's
Oh my
so
God.
fucking cheap.
You guys, we stayed in like a junior suite, lakeside front, everything. And it's like,
Nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
We were looking at the lake as people were rowing by and
it was
whatnot.
amazing.
It was
Sergio
incredible.
told us.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful place. Then we also went to look at. So number one, I felt really happy. I was really excited.
Yeah.
I love the food. I love the energy of the city, like you said. I love the way I feel there.
Totally.
And then we had to go the next day to go get our stuff from the house. And
Well, we
how?
got the walkthrough.
So this is what I'm saying. We had to go do the walkthrough, and then we got the keys the
Mm-hmm.
next day. So I was a little nervous about going back because we had only seen the house once.
So
So how was that?
literally, we saw the house one time for 30 minutes. So low key, while we were driving to the house, I was internally freaking the fuck out. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, well, worst case scenario, we're fixing it. So like, no matter what, it's going to be okay. But
Yeah, we can fix it.
we can fix it. But the other part of me was like, what did we just do? Because it's not like we bought like a small item. Like we purchased a home.
Yeah.
So I was a little freaked out, but as we were driving to the house, I like the road you take, it's so beautiful and there's greenery everywhere and you see the lake and I was like, okay. And then we pulled into our neighborhood and you just feel this sense of like, even pulling up to the neighborhood, you're like, oh my God. And then we got to the house and it was so funny because we were pulling up. And we were like, where do we park? And then we looked at each other and we're like, this is our fucking house. We can park anywhere we want.
We can park wherever the fuck we want.
So I remember when we walked in, we just looked at each other and we were like, oh my God, it's so amazing. Like even with everything that we want to do to the house, because the house is turnkey.
Yeah.
It's just not like turnkey for our style. Yeah. And it's like, we haven't bought a home in a couple years and like this is now our time to like really customize it. And it's so exciting that it's already so epic that it's wild to think how it's going to look once we're done with it.
So what was your reaction when you saw it? What did you think? Because for example, to me, I walked in and I was like, oh, thank God, this is way better than I remembered.
100%. So we walked in and I was like, it's so much better than I remember. It is so tall. And there's an extra bedroom and bathroom we did not know about.
Oh, yeah. We ended up coming out with an extra bedroom and an extra bathroom.
And for people, because they're probably like, are these people idiots?
Yes. For anyone doubting it, absolutely.
One of us. The reason why is because the listings, I kept showing you, like one listing was like this many bedrooms. The other listing was like this many bedrooms. So I was like, what is the truth? And we literally could not remember for the life of us what upstairs looked like.
At all.
And we took 0 photos because we're lunatics.
Yeah.
So
that's what you do when you spend a couple $1 million. You just don't care.
I just remember we walked in and just thinking, oh my God, it's so much better. And holy shit, there's vaulted ceilings everywhere. And then the backyard.
Oh.
It looks like South Africa.
Yeah. The backyard is gorgeous in the house. I was really excited. So number one, driving into it, and I remember thinking, I hope it wasn't too far. I hope it was in a nice area. I hope there's going to be a lot of things coming up around us because I remember seeing it and saying it because that's the one fucking thing I'm great at in real estate. You can knock me down on everything. I'm a fucking dumbass at everything that I do, no doubt. But who knows how to pick a property?
Location, you mean?
Yeah. Who knows how to do that? Like we did that with Wilshire. We did that with Santa Monica, Melrose, like all these places that people were like, why the fuck are you buying that?
Yeah.
And then they became like really valuable really fast. This is the same thing. Because when we went there the first time, we're not in Austin, the city, right in the middle. We wanted land. We wanted to be out. We learned.
And we don't want to be in the city. That's not our thing.
We learned how to live this year, specifically this year, and especially
last year.
Yeah, and especially I want to say ever since we moved into Hidden Hills, I've learned that that's a big part of my life. Like I don't need to be in a city. I can drive to the city whenever the fuck I feel like it.
Yeah.
And I don't have a 9 to 5, so I don't have to show up every single day. Like I can do whatever I want. So that was very important to me. And then I wanted to make sure that what we got was not too far away, that there was not going to be anything. And, we got into these beautiful community. And
well, I think it's important that people know I found the house.
That's right. You found the house. And by the way, when I looked at the listing, I was like,
He was like, the price is wrong. There's no fucking way this is right. And I was like, this is the price. This is the house. Let's go see it.
And we were looking at comps. We looked at shit by the lake. We were and that house had a better price than all of the other stuff. And I was like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
And then we finally showed up to that house because we did go to see the lake once and all these other stuff.
And I remember you're like, there's going to be something wrong. Or we're like, it's going to be smaller, whatever.
Yeah. And no.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got so lucky.
It exceeded all of our expectations.
All of them. The build, the way they built it is really nice. It's just the finishes.
It's just the
like
finishings,
finishes. It's like 2 little things here and there. Not a big deal. But I found it to be an incredible spot.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that's going to be like the next Hidden Hills, like all of that area, because people in Texas are scooping like big property lots where they can build a nice house.
Yeah.
The pricing is just so fucking incredible compared to everywhere else.
It's insane, actually.
Yeah. I loved looking at, because I was concerned about the neighbors, and now I got like another look at them. I was like, no, this is.
I mean, what we did was insane when you think about it.
We just went once.
And by the way, two full months almost have passed because we went November 16th.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
you're
right.
It was like, it's not like we flew back a week later. Like we saw the house. We were like, and this is so our style. We were like, fuck it. Let's put in an offer. Let's just see, like roll the dice. And obviously all worked out the way it was meant to be, but it was kind of like, okay, let's like buckle up and hope
Hope it works.
for the best.
Yeah, and we were like, worst case scenario, we'll sell the house and just
I mean, worst case scenario, it's like, it wasn't really worst case scenario. And I remember also our realtor was like, you got to act now
yeah.
because this is not going to be here.
Yeah, and I remember when we were in the middle of escrow, when the bank was about to approve our mortgage, I called the realtor, the broker, and I'm like, listen, I just want to make sure that there's other options, whatever. She's like, pretty much every other house that you saw is gone.
And it was because you remember you woke me up in the middle of the night and you were like, every single house.
I was like, babe.
Yeah.
Where's the Fritos?
No. Well, that too. You're like, Fritos, the papitas. But you were like, you remember all those houses that not only, we didn't see all of them, we had a list. You're like, they're all pending or they all are off market.
Yeah, and what I loved about our community, which it's value, guys. What you're looking at, what you're looking for is value, right? So number one, I'm seeing a pattern just like in Hidden Hills, as far as like where it is, how they built it, and also we got so lucky where we live. It's like a one little cul-de-sac street where all of the houses are already built. Pretty much in that community, everything has been built except 1 or 2 lots, which they're selling. Which we should see what's up because that's pretty fucking incredible.
Yeah.
There's like 2 lots and maybe 5 houses tops in development, but it's a huge community. And I just see so much value in that because there's so much value in living like that now in today's world than there ever was before.
Yeah.
So that's 1. 2, how close it was to the city. It's really close, and it's close to a lot of shit. And they're building everything around it that you've ever seen.
Do you remember when we went in November, our realtor, she's like, send me a list. What do you want to look at? And I was like, this house. And she was like, it's like a 25-minute drive. And I was like, it takes me 25 minutes to go to Erewhon. Like, what do you, I don't understand. And it's so funny because when we announced it, everyone's like, there's traffic. Let me tell you guys something. Unless you've lived in Los Angeles, you guys do not know what traffic is.
I'm sorry, sweetie. Let me
Mexico City.
Let me one-up you.
There you go.
I've lived in fucking Mexico City. I lived in New York City, and I lived in LA.
Right. So my point is, we're not going to be bothered by a 20, even 40-minute drive.
No.
Like,
and there's no traffic.
And there's no traffic, and everyone smiles at you. It's weird.
What people call traffic is not traffic. Let us be clear.
100%. And it's like, I mean, I've been in traffic for an hour and a half going to Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
From Calabasas.
Oh, yeah. No, you don't remember when we used to live, what's the name of that
Hancock
community?
Park.
In Hancock Park, it would take us like 30 minutes to get to Beverly Hills, which was like 5 miles out.
Yes. So I'm like nothing will ever compare to Los Angeles traffic. And while we're on that topic of comparing, everyone who's like, it's so hot in Texas, you're going to die. Again, we've lived in the valley.
Oh, yeah, where we live
and it's 120 degrees in the summer.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're ready for this shit.
Totally.
Tata's ready for this shit.
You are. You love the heat.
A lot of people. Yes.
I'm gonna struggle. But
a lot of people are asking me, is Tata coming? Of course Tata's coming. Why? What? No, Tata's not coming. I'm just gonna leave her alone.
This is the first thing he's already started remodeling her house.
Oh man, I'm so excited for Tata's house because we're gonna build it. We have that beautiful backyard with a lot of trees, and we're gonna make her house around the tree. It's gonna be fucking epic.
It was the most excited you were when we were going through the remodeling with everyone.
Because there's no pressure. It's for Tata. Tata will love it. You know what I mean? I'm excited for Tata. And obviously Tata's coming to the point where we rented a plane. Well, we're renting a plane so we can take Tata and Fiona and be comfortable.
My angel.
So yes, I loved going back to Austin and the city just itself. Like just looking at it, like this is where we live. I felt really comfortable. Like I really,
I know.
I don't know how to explain it. I'm so excited.
It definitely, and I think having Sergio with us too, like made it feel even more real.
Yeah.
And him being excited.
Yeah.
Because he would I remember when we were sitting there and you were like, I'm very into this city. And we looked for a place to live for Sergio.
We were looking for a place for Sergio. We went to look at, by the way.
Which is amazing.
On fucking real. Yeah, fingers crossed with everything. We went to look at some apartment buildings and got what you can get.
It looks like a Four Seasons resort.
Yeah. What you can get for the price. My God. I'm like,
and we
should I just move in with Sergio?
I mean, that's a fantastic idea.
Oh, wow.
Sergio even said, he's like, maybe I'll get the 2-bedroom. So in case,
oh, wow.
you need to come.
Wow.
And then we ate at that really delicious spot that was right by the house.
Oh, yeah. Which, by the way, there's so much shit around the house.
That's what I'm most excited about because it basically feels like how we are in Hidden Hills, right? So we have the Commons, and then across from the Commons is the other shopping center where like Trader Joe's is and like Coffee Bean and all of that. So we we're so close to everything. Like we have Whole Foods, there's Target, like everything we need is within 8 minutes from us, including Sergio.
I know. Yeah. That's going to be exciting. So just going to be able to grab his bike and just come all the way to the house. So I think the second time seeing everything was even better than the first time.
Of course, I mean, and we're this summer we're gonna be lake life.
Yeah. And then the next day, we got the keys to the house.
Yeah, and we met with
Ricardo, Rodrigo's brother, came over because we're going to be redoing the house,
Yeah.
and he brought all of his team.
Which
How did
was-
that feel?
that was super overwhelming in the best way possible because I know you had told me, but I didn't realize there was going to be 8 people there. So it was so fun to like kind of vocalize all of our ideas.
Well, you have a floor guy, a wall guy, a ceiling
Painter,
guy,
a
painters,
designer.
designers.
And they were all so lovely, by the way. Everyone was so nice, so kind, so excited. And I think that also made it feel super real.
Yeah.
Not like just ideas you and I have bounced off of each other. It was like, this is what is going to happen.
And by the way, all of the renovations that we're going to be doing into the house, we're going to have in this channel, well, on Belen's channel
Yeah.
on YouTube. Because Chats with Sweetie doesn't have a standalone YouTube channel. It's on Belen's
Yeah,
channel.
so it's this channel.
Yeah, so you'll find it right here if you're listening to us on YouTube.
Yeah, and a lot of people were like, show the remodeling.
We
We're
are.
one step ahead of you.
We are. That's
I'm
right.
so
We're going to be
excited.
the property couple. The property sweeties.
What do we call it?
Sweetie properties.
Sweetie properties.
Let me ask you something. Why did you guys laugh when I grabbed everyone and I was like, all right, I want to talk to everyone, and to all the contractors, I was like, thank you guys for coming.
Oh,
Look at
when
him.
you gave a speech?
Yeah, why are you guys laughing?
He was like, okay, guys, thank you all for coming. And Sergio and I are like, what the? Should I have prepared something?
It was hilarious because you literally laid out the game plan, what the whole theme was.
It was
was
really
incredible.
hilarious because you were like, hey, guys, I'm Alejandro. Thank you so much for coming. Wah, wah, wah. And I was like, that's how I felt.
We're saying this in a good way.
Yeah.
We're so excited.
You were very
we were
prepared.
we were laughing out of the enjoyment you were getting out of the process.
Yeah.
Because I saw that. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? That's so funny.
I guess it was just.
That's what
it
I
was-
do in
if-
like every movie that I make or
But
any project that I do.
that side of you came out, which we don't see. You were just very like, not authoritative, but like you were just like, okay, like I'm gonna set the tone and I'm gonna be the one conducting this meeting, and it was just really hilarious.
I guess Alejandro doing business is fucking hilarious, guys.
Well, everything Alejandro is hilarious.
God damn it. God damn it.
How did you feel?
I loved being able to be there, knowing, and you know what? After everything that I've learned from doing all of the other commercial properties, from everything that I've learned from watching HGTV, and seeing it there, and actually having the people, and we already had done sketches because we have some sketches for the house, which you'll see our shitty sketches on
We did
her
that
channel.
on the iPad.
Yeah. It was really cool seeing the guys and then telling them like, this is what I'm trying to do. And they were like, oh, that totally works. Like, let's do that. It's actually better if we do that. Like, I don't know. I felt like
It felt so real.
it felt real, but at the same time, it's kicking like a little something in me that might be fun to do.
Do you want to be a property brother?
That I feel, I don't know. Like, I feel like
you've got you've got an itch.
I feel like I never got into it because in commercial real estate, it's different.
Yeah.
You want something that people are going to come in as an office space and you're going to make it super baller. You remember how fucking baller Wilshire
Yeah.
was. Like, it really was fucking baller.
Yeah.
And pretty much everywhere we go, we make it into a really nice place. Santa Monica was another fucking baller ass place. But you don't need like the flooring. You don't need the.
Well, it's not so it's not personalized per se because it's not like your home. It's
Yeah. And I wish I would have known that I was going to like it this much before. I really liked it.
With your little hand.
I had so much fun. I had a blast. I loved spitting ideas with the guys. I love seeing what can be done, what can't be done.
And like this is just the beginning. Like we just scratched the surface of this.
Oh,
you
I know, because we have all the backyard, which the backyard is fucking humongous.
It really is.
We're gonna
Outlandish.
just so you guys have an idea, we're gonna break it into 3 parts. So we have like 3 different types of backyard environment because it's so ridiculous. The neighbors have just like random shit in their backyard. I want it to look like, even though it's not cohesive, but it's like it was done like that.
yeah, and like really utilize the space.
Yeah.
we're gonna put a casita out there.
I want to fucking put a casino out there. I'm gonna invite all of the neighborhood. We're gonna have COVID parties.
Oh, great.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't like the neighbors. No, I'm just kidding. That was my experience in Austin. I think it was great. I'm really excited. I'm very excited to show everybody
the house tour
Yeah.
because it's fucking awesome. And I'm really excited for
move?
everybody to see the remodel. And I'm even more excited to move.
I
So
mean, it's
what's the
coming
plan
up.
with that? What's the plan with that? And let me ask you something before that. Let me put a stop to this. Let me ask you this. How did I do with the list that you gave me of shit to do for the move? You were like, I'm going to give you a
We
list.
talked about this last week.
Did we, Sergio? Damn it. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I smoke a lot of weed. Go on, sweetie. Anyways, so what's
the plan?
Yeah.
So we obviously we're in a rental right now.
Mm-hmm.
We put in our notice.
Yep.
And we got to be out of there like ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan initially was not to move out to Austin like
Till March.
till like March, maybe even April, but we like a couple weeks ago I was like, what are we doing? Like we need to be there and we want to be there. So our plan is obviously we're remodeling. We can't be living there during remodel. So we're going to rent an Airbnb and then be on the ground so that we can go daily. We can make sure everything's going smoothly. We can film it.
Wait, you're telling me we're going to have 2 houses for a couple months?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to spend double on fucking housing.
Where do you want to live?
I can be in the backyard just by Tata. Tata's cage is going to be really comfortable.
Then
You saw how excited I was.
You can do that. And so, yeah, so we can kind of get like into our routine, get familiarized with the neighborhood, everything. So we're going to be leaving LA very soon. And I'm honestly extremely excited and very ready.
Me too.
Like, of course, I'm going to miss like, like my family and like our friends. But listen, the reality is shit's not changing anytime soon. We're not going to be missing out on anything.
Yeah.
And, if there's something that's important to us or like a big event or whatever, we'll just come back.
Wait, we can just get on a plane
I
and just go
know.
anywhere we want?
Who would have thought?
Crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I love it, sweetie. So after the last podcast, a lot of people saw the opening where you were really mad at me and wanted to kill me. So the people were asking, how do we deal with fighting with each other, sweetie? And especially you. Go ahead. You start.
No, you start.
I'm the one asking the question, so clearly you start.
Well, I think I should start with first. Sorry, I have some water on my lips. Is we actually really don't argue. We have like, I would say one fight a year.
One nice
And
argument.
it's not really a fight. It's more like, I think, especially because you're not the best communicator. So like you'll hold a lot in and so will I. And then we hash it out. But I will say you've gotten better, but you're more passive aggressive than I am.
Hang on. You're not. Why are you talking about me? Why are you not talking about how you deal with these fights?
Well, so it's how we deal with an argument.
Oh, okay. So I guess keep throwing mud at my name.
Well,
Go on.
So again, you've gotten better, but like this is the difference of our personalities. I want to like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that I don't like conflict, but I also don't like having it. Like you would go 3 days without addressing it or talking to me where I need to like fix it that day. I don't like it. I'm not saying you enjoy it, but you will like avoid it. And you've always told me this, and this is what you used to do to Bella, which is ignoring is more hurtful than like resolving it.
It's really powerful.
It's really powerful.
It is.
So I was like, thanks for comparing me to your dog and treating me this way. But you used to do that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
remember?
Yep.
So I'm
You live and you learn. What do you want from me?
I'm a problem solver by nature. So it's like I know if Alejandro and I get in an argument, I know what the solution is. That's me having to come first and be like, hey, I'm sorry, or like I didn't want you to feel this way. And you always reciprocate. Like you never ever like are like, no. But
Yeah, talk to the hand.
But it has to come from me.
Yeah.
Because you are like,
Resentful.
the pones así. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
You are.
So how do you fix it other than describing
just
how shitty
said-
I am?
I have to be the one who's mature
Mhm.
and come to you and say, listen, I don't like this. There's been you guys, we got in an argument right before New Year's. And we did.
Okay.
And it was the day before New Year's, and I sent you a text.
Well,
And
someone's counting.
Yeah. And I said, listen, I said, I don't want there to be tension between us. I already have anxiety. And when there's tension between us, it creates even more anxiety because there's tension in our home and you can feel it. So
Yeah.
I reached out to you and I just sent you a text. And by the way, it's not like we're not talking to each other. There's just tension. Like, you know, when your partner is upset with you, even at least for us, like even when we message, like you can tell like if one of us is upset.
Yeah.
So I was the one who extended the olive branch because I know how you operate, and I extended the olive branch, and you took it and you apologized too.
That's right, sweetie.
So that's how I resolve it, is by being the bigger person and being the one who initiates the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much everything you said, it's true. Belen does. See, this is a trick question because my answer can cause another problem, and I'm not going to answer.
Well, you can't do that now.
No. Of course I can. Watch me walk around that problem.
We're just going to talk about it off the camera, so you might as well say it now.
My biggest problem in life, so you understand where I'm coming from, is everybody that I've known, taken care of, helped, or anything, always has turned around, fucked me over. And for a very long time in my life, believe it or not, I was really nice, and I was like, it's okay, it's no problem. And they just kept stumping on me. So now, as I got older, and not only older, but when I was like 13, I had a German Shepherd. And a guy that was friends with a friend of mine told me, I'll teach you how to train your dog if you help me train other dogs. So I'll teach you how to train your dog, but you got to help me with other dogs. That was like the back and forth, right? So I was like, all right. So he taught me how to train dogs, and then he told me the importance of mentality when you're training someone, when you're teaching them something. And that opened a whole realm of possibilities for me, because I realized there's a lot of things that people do without knowing they're doing.
Okay.
And at the same time, it's like when I'm driving in a car and I tell you, you see the guy next to us, he's not letting us go. And all he's just fixed on the fact that you just want to pass him and he won't let you go. At that point, I became really good reading those things from people. So I get really fucking annoyed. And I know if anyone found out how to trigger and like poke at people, is me. Because it goes both ways, right?
Yeah, you're also, I mean, and I say this with love, you're very manipulative. You have been.
But I think you're using that wrong.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because it's not like I want to get my
Why did you giggle evilly?
Because it's wrong. It's not right. I'm not manipulating you to do what I want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pushing you to see where I'm at. And that's what the silence does. Like when the dog is acting like a total asshole, if you just ignore them, they stop. They legitimately stop. They're like, what the fuck? Why don't you care? Like, what's
Here's the
going
thing,
on?
though. You can't be right every single time in an argument.
No,
if you
no,
genuinely think that, that's...
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all.
But every time we argue, you typically take this road. So it's also not fair because...
Not really. I haven't done that in a long time. That's not true.
But you
That's not true.
used to.
I used to.
Yeah.
And once like that was brought up, I was like, all right, I don't need to do that. Like after years, I've been working on all of my flaws. I'm just a human too. At the same time, I had to like create a nice little bubble for myself from all the fucking that everyone has done in my life.
But that also wasn't fair that you were putting that resentment and trauma onto me.
I understand.
When I wasn't causing that.
I understand. But when the entire world treats you like something, then you're just going to grab one other person and invite them to your bubble so that person can actually do that to you when you're inside.
But when you've been with that person for over 10 years, you kind of have to give that person a break at some point.
And that's, I mean, I feel like I've done way better, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, to give people perspective, it took you.
No, but this is my life. Like, and the more I go and the times where I open myself up and I let myself like, all right, let's open the bubble and let people in. What do?
But I'm not.
I understand, but what do they do?
They burn you.
Every single time, nonstop,
but again,
right? Every single time. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes.
So you understand where it's not easy to just be like, all right, this is my wife. Everything is going to be fine. Like the entire world is fucking me in the ass with their finger like this all day long, as much as they can. And I'm not a victim. You've seen it firsthand. Everybody. And I thought, by the way, for a long time, I thought people would like you just for the money, right? Like once you make money, people just like you for the money. And this is why they come to you. And then you realize, oh, it's really easy to spot the idiots that just come here for the money. And you can just work around them. And then you see the other side. When I started working in Hollywood, You see all the guys that want like the popularity and want to be like the cloud seekers, and you see that and you're like, oh, that's another way that people are shitty. Then you start doing YouTube and you're like, I already know how to deal with people with money. I already know how to deal with people with clout. Oh, no, my friend. People that want the spotlight are the fucking worst compared to everyone else, right? So it's been just a layer of finding out the worst and 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 the worst of people nonstop. Well, I'm trying to be better at everything that I do, at all of my relationships, at the way I open myself. You see me. Like, there are like 5 years will go by when I'm like, I don't want to have a single fucking friend.
Yeah.
And then the moment I open the door, all these fucking abusers come in and people are going to say, well, you should just pick better. No. The reason why you have so many friends outside of whatever you're doing, and I'm not saying you, I'm saying anyone listening. The reason why you have too many friends right now is because you've never done anything with your life that's spectacular. And I don't mean that I have, but for where I started, I have. And money and attention and clout and access and all of that stuff that I have is what people want. They fucking drool all over that shit. And they become the worst versions of themselves for that. I let people into my life. That's all they're looking for. They're very good at hiding it. And then they flip it around. And then somehow they try to fucking destroy me when I take only myself out of the equation. Every single time. It's nonstop. Every single time. I've never seen anything like that. So you gotta understand, like, these fucking, like, my behavior doesn't come out of nowhere and comes out of spite. It comes out of fucking just being pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded. I can't trust everyone. I can't trust everything. I can't just let people come in and get close to me and be nice and warm. Like, my biggest problem with you is if I just let myself be completely human with you, which I do now. I mean, I'm fucking singing Sweetie songs and going up and down and doing all these fucking crazy, stupid shit, right? But now that I can be a total human with you, you're literally the only person I can. I don't talk to anybody anymore about my problems. I don't talk to anybody anymore about what I want to do. Like, no one. Because you are the only person that I can trust in at that level. So whenever now we get into an argument and you like message me and you're like, all right, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm like, me too. I'm sorry. I love you, right? So it's changed. But what I'm saying is.
But my question is, I don't think you would have been the first one to initiate that.
No, and I agree. And I also,
and that is something that you should work on.
Yeah, but I also know that you'll do it and you understand probably because little by little I'm getting better. You can't say no.
You are, but
and also we've never broken up. We've never got into a fucking screaming match and like fuck you or anything like that. Yeah, right. It's because I love you and I care about you and I don't, I'm not going to let my pride and all that stuff go, like, do it to me.
I mean, listen, over the years, of course, your pride and your ego has gotten in the way. I mean, we're human.
No, I understand. But for example, I made the conscious decision years ago when I was like, because a lot of times people come into my life and let's say I had a production company back in the day and I hired this one kid that lived in my building that was like, hey, dude, I want to learn everything about production. So I got him in. And I'd go to meetings and I would tell him, shut the fuck up and learn from everyone. Like for a year, just absorb. And meeting 3, he's telling everybody what to do and like making an ass out of himself and out of ourselves because we look like fools. So like, dude, you can't do that. I have like a nice conversation with him and whatnot. He's like, all right, I'll let it go. Then a year goes by. We have like something awesome going on. I had an awesome director that I was hiring for a certain project that was going to be epic. I was literally just funding this director that was insane. And a week into it, I saw that dude had a different business name in his Twitter, which by the way, if you're going to fuck someone over, at least be smart. Don't put it on your Twitter. He puts like CEO of this company in Twitter. He puts my address, my phone number. And I messaged him. I'm like, what the fuck is this? You're running another company while you're working for me? And then he goes, yeah, man, I mean, I gotta do things right, like whatnot. And I'm like, all right, you need to get the fuck out of here. We're not working together. And the director who I brought into the U.S., who I was giving $1 million to, like this guy turned around and goes like, I'm going with him because he told me how big of a piece of shit you were and how lazy and whatever you are. And I was like, oh, okay. The guy leaves. And I didn't say anything to the guy, and I regretted it for a very long time, like years. Regretted the shit out of it because I just let go of this opportunity by not saying, just so you know, the guy that you're going after, he's homeless basically, and his daddy pays for fucking his dog's food, so that you understand what you're saying. But I didn't want to say anything. Then the Cup Gang thing goes by. All of the broke motherfuckers are the ones that incite all these problems. And all of my actual friends, like my friends, the ones who I thought were my friends, I messaged them and I was like, dude, this can't be happening right now. We're doing something really special. I put all of my life into this and whatnot. And they all turned around and told me to fuck off. Because I didn't want the pride to like get in the way of me being friends with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they turn around and they're like, fuck you. Now that we can exploit the shit out of you, fuck you. What the fuck is that?
I mean, this sounds like a therapy session.
But this is what I'm saying. You have to understand where
You're unloading.
You have to understand where I'm coming from. But I've told you this a million times too. This is no surprise. And it's that type of behavior that doesn't want to meet want me.
It doesn't allow you.
No, it doesn't make me want to be around any other people, because it always turns out to be the same thing. Even the people that are really nice to me, like for years and years and like a lifetime, there's something in there. And I've never understood this. And I know it sounds really weird, very egocentric and whatnot, but everybody wants to have what I have, not something else. They just want, like, if you and I share 50-50, Sergio, at some point you're going to be like, well, I need your 50. And I don't understand why. I've never done that to other people. I've never leaned on other people for that. And I get that happening to me. And the other thing I learned too, just to finish it off, is I don't talk to anyone about my problems. I don't say anything to anyone about anything that's going on. And I started doing that because they tell you have to trust people, you have to be nice to others and whatnot. And the 2 times that I've trusted someone with some information, they turn around and go like, fuck you, never talk to me again. And it's not like it's crazy information. It's just like, man, I'm struggling with this. And I don't know if they think I'm expecting something from them or what the fuck. They turn around, they're like, fuck you, thank you. I just don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm coming from that world where I just don't trust anybody. I don't want anybody in my fucking life. I don't want to open my arms to anyone. And it was really hard to do it with you too. I mean, it took me years and years and years and years and years.
It's been really fun being,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
being married to you.
But it is. I mean, whether you like it or not.
Right. And I understand what you're saying, but there also has to get a point, which again, you have been working on, is your past can't also bleed into our marriage and into our relationship when we have arguments.
No, and that's why I stopped and I go and ask you for forgiveness and I tell you all of my fucking problems and I, all of that stuff. I do. With you, I can be me.
You don't really have a choice.
A lot of people are not, and a lot of people are married and they're not on the same team. A lot of people don't look at their marriage like we're both on the same team. We should work together. They look at it like I better get a prenup. You're on your side. I'm on my side. You figure your shit out. I go figure my shit out, and then let's go. And that to me is the problem of everything. That's the base of everything, like all of the problems for every one of those relationships. And I don't want to be like that. I really legitimately always try to be the better human. Hey, let me help you out. Let me do this. Let me do that. But without a miss, it always turns around and bites you in the fucking dick. And at some point, you just get tired. And again, it's not against you. It's not personal against you. And you should see, and I think you do, the improvement that's come out of myself when it comes to these situations.
Yeah, there has been improvement. But yeah. I mean,
But I mean, from years ago, that where I stopped talking to people. Like when someone like just does something to me that's not right, I immediately delete them from my life. There's no need for a second opportunity. There's no need for me to know how big of a piece of shit you are or what your agenda is. Once you do it, once you cross that line, you're out. Right? And that to me is something really hard to get rid of. And with you, for example, I've never had that.
No.
I am resentful. I am these things. Like, I get.
But I'm also not a shitty fucking person. Let's also,
yeah, that's
know
why we're,
that.
Yeah, that's why we're
so
here,
that's
right?
why you haven't done that with me, because I'm not a terrible person.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is we get into argue. Like, I'm just a person. I get angry. I get happy. I get sad. I get this. I get emotional. I get,
You've had trauma.
All of this stuff. And it's hard to navigate getting better at everything when you keep hearing people like, well, you should have more friends. You should do this. You should do that. You should be like this. And then you go and try to be human, as everybody says. And the whole world just fucking runs you over. Like, it's not that much fun. And then you wonder, where can I really be myself? Can I even be myself in front of my wife? Because if my best friends that understand me and have seen me grown and have seen me evolve turn around and they were just looking for this, or, once you come out and you're like, man, I'm having trouble with this, they're like, ooh, don't ever fucking talk to me again, please. You start to like cover yourself, like if you're getting hit in a fight, you're going to put your hands up and just cover yourself. And that's what it is. And with you, I bring him down. Like I legitimately bring him down. So that's why, I don't like arguing with you at all. I hate it, and I try to avoid it.
Arguing with you because
I try to avoid it at every possible way. I try to make jokes. I diffuse it, like on the podcast. Like, all right, let's forget about it and just go, because there's no even point in being resentful towards anything or anyone, and especially not you.
Especially not me.
Yeah. So from there, let me ask you one last thing because it's kind of related. So, sweetie, let me ask you something. How is it working with your friends? Because I think you and I have a very different
dynamic
approach and dynamic. Even though I want to say that now with my friends from Mexico, I can say something else. But go on. How is it working with your friends? Because for you guys who don't know, Belen has obviously a clothing line. And, all of her friends are online. They all have like nice, decent,
I have a posse.
Yeah, they have like a nice Instagram following, like they all do, like Belen does, and they all do, and they all have like their own companies. But one thing that they all do is they all support each other like crazy. You send your stuff to your friends, all of your friends post it. Like it's a really nice environment that you guys have built.
Yeah.
I love it, and that's exactly what I wanted to build when I started doing this. So, I mean, kudos to you, but how is it working with your friends? What are the challenges?
It's amazing. I mean, we all gas each other up, which is pretty rare for women, actually, because a lot of the times, like, women are very competitive and catty. And I'm really lucky that this circle that I've been so lucky to, build is all awesome. And we all own our own businesses. We're all in the same field, and because the better my girlfriend does, the better I do. So we all just look at each other like a unit, and we're just a team in a sense. So I'm really lucky because I don't think in the past, I mean, I've had girlfriends who I've known for like 15, 17 years, and they've never once bought any of my clothing. And it's insane.
But I think that's different. That you're asking for support from your friends, which, by the way, it's and after doing so many things, I can say your friends and your family will be the last ones.
Not my family.
Like if you're Elon Musk, and I think in your
Case.
own case, it's different. But for everybody else, it's completely different. Their families don't support them. Their friends don't support them. The last people that support you are those. That's why I told you, when you guys are listening to Chats with Sweetie, a lot of our friends messaged us and they were like, dude, I love your podcast.
Yeah.
We listen to you guys. And I told Belen, there's so much equity in that. There's so much value in that, because the last people that will ever tell you that is your friends. And when they're telling you they like it, it's going to be good. Because when I created Salamandrin, all of my friends messaged me and said, dude, that video you made on the Hellcat was awesome.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, man, this is going to be good, because I've never had my fucking piece of shit friends tell me anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's been, yeah.
So it not only are we all very supportive of one another, we can relate to each other. So when I'm having manufacturing problems, I know my girlfriend is also having bullshit fucking issues with her manufacturer too. So we can vent to each other, we can relate to each other, and we have each other to support.
Yeah.
And also, again, us all working as a unit is making all of us stronger. So when we do an event, like not this past Christmas, obviously, but the year before, I did a pop-up with my girlfriends, and it was extremely successful because we all shared each other and we all marketed each other, and it was all like, yes, we have a lot of the same following, but not 100%. So we're stronger together. We're stronger as a unit than trying to be competitive. And the thing is, there's room for everyone, and all of us understand that.
Yeah.
And know that about each other. And we all have different things. Yeah, we all have clothing lines, but one of them's, bodysuits, one of them swim. I have basics. Like, we all can work together. And anytime we've done events, like, people are always, the first thing they always say is like, I can't believe how supportive you guys are each other. And at first it always takes me back. Like, why wouldn't I be supportive of my girlfriend? But it's because 90% of people aren't.
Yeah.
And it's like, go like your friend's content, go like a sponsored post. Like, they've worked hard for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, of course I'm going to do all of that. And every time my friends launch something, I buy it. They don't want me to. They're going to send it to me, but I still buy it because I know what went into it.
Yeah.
So it's a mutual respect we have for all, like we all have
Between
for one
everyone.
another. Yeah.
I,
So-
I love it. I love the way you guys work together.
We're a little girl gang. Like
Yeah.
it's
As you should. And like,
100%. And hopefully, like in the future, we can do more things together because we had so many plans and then COVID hit,
Yeah.
But even now, we all gas each other up when one of us has a launch, when one of us is dropping something, because I'm also so fucking proud of them.
yeah.
And I know the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into creating a product and then
Yeah.
producing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah. It's
I
not
love
easy.
working with my friends. I wish I could work with them more often. I'm hoping I can work this year with Sheena. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a pleasure, and I feel very lucky to feel extremely supported.
Yeah. Yeah. It's incredible. I actually before you started working with your friends like that, and
You would always tell me, you're like, it's so weird that you and your friends support each other
yeah,
like this.
yeah, because it doesn't happen.
yeah.
I tried when I started the YouTube thing. I bring people on, right, and I create like a following around them. And the first thing they do when I help them out, and by the way, pay them too, it's fuck you. It's all about me, and walk away. And I was like, you know what? Maybe fame, it's a weird thing. Maybe the attention is fucking people up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do what my boys in Mexico, because in Mexico my boys taught me. They all work together. They all support each other. Whenever they're sharing a video that's important, they talk to each other and they're like, dude, this is an important video for me. Would you mind sharing it? They all do. They all like their videos. And then they started doing merch. They all started buying each other's merch, supporting each other, and putting each other, in front of everybody.
Gassing them up.
Yeah. And I was like, man, that's beautiful. I had never seen that in the US before, but I'm going to bring that here. So when we were doing our clothing, I messaged like 3 big guys that had like the same Instagram following as me, or a little smaller. And I was like, dude, send me a pair of your shit. I'm going to send you mine. I'm going to send you this. And we're going to create like a little thing together so we can bounce each other off and like help each other
Cross-promote.
out. Yeah. And I get all of their shit. We send all of their shit. I post. Nobody else posted. Nobody. And then you come up with products and whatnot, like the watches. Once we got nominated for like the watch of the year last year for it, it's when all the YouTubers messaged me. He's like, dude, when can I get my free watch? Like, fuck you.
Also,
Fuck you.
it's a high ticket item.
Yeah, no, fuck you. Like, there's no support whatsoever other than when it's good for me. And that's a US thing. That's a very United States thing. Because my boys in Mexico, and this is why our mezcal is so fucking incredible, like doing incredibly well. We support each other, and all of our boys support each other. Like,
Yeah.
they support us, and we support them, and there's nothing that they're going to send. Like, there's no product, there's no movie, there's nothing they're going to be involved with that we're not all going to cheer for.
Yeah.
And in here, it's been just like a sack of shit after a sack of shit. It's like, what can I get out of you? Let us be clear. When I started like the Cup Gang thing, best example ever. I have a guy that owns a window tint business, a car that does wraps, a guy that sells cars, right? Like, that's the base of the bullshit. I go and I put them on my channel for free, promoting their own business, promoting their own fucking business. I give them an ownership in this business where they're making money for no reason, just because they were like, I want you to do well and take a percentage of it and whatnot. And even then, they try to fuck me over. And I go, you know what? I don't want to be a part of I don't want to get fucked by you guys because I'm not a fucking 2-year-old and I understand what you're doing. I'm just walking away and taking myself out of the equation. The first thing they do is burn it down to the fucking ground. Why? That's the attitude that they have here. And it's so fucking disgusting. And that's why I don't open myself. Like, I'm so jealous that you're able to do it with your friends like that.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous because in Mexico, and I wish I lived in Mexico for this reason alone, the shit that I could be doing with my friends and elevating each other and working with each other is so fucking big and nice and huge. And wow, that's what she said. Like, it legitimately inspires you.
Yeah.
And in here, it's just a deterrent. Like, you don't want to work with fucking anybody because everybody's out there like, all my boys calling me, hey, man, how do you pay this? How do you pay that? Everybody trying to steal my fucking crew. Like, I see all the messages everybody sends my guys. Fuck you all. Like, this is disgusting. This is not the way to do anything. And that I legitimately have a lot of resentment towards all of this part of the world for that.
Yeah.
Because they're shitty as fuck. They're not supportive. They're betraying fucking cunts without any loyalty whatsoever. And they're just after their own benefit all day, every fucking day.
I mean, by the way, there's plenty of like people like that run in the network that I'm in. It's just not me, but we, as in me and my girlfriends, are lucky that we found each other. But there's obviously like shitty, like other women that are not as supportive.
And of course, it's everywhere. But what I'm saying is, you at least have a group, and that group is fucking solid.
No, it's super solid, and we we all have our own lives, and we all have our own thing going on. But we all we're like this little hub of support.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
now, to end it on a
positive
note, you now have a great crew yourself. They're just not in the U.S., but you've got a dope crew.
I do. I got my
and
boys.
all the shit that's happened before, like, only makes this sweeter because like you really appreciate the support and the love that they bring.
I'll tell you this. I appreciate it way more than anyone would ever fucking appreciate it. Like, I'll do anything for those guys. Anything. I support it and I adore it and I adore them individually as a group, everything. But I've tried to do what I'm doing with those guys from day one. What we've done with Aileron from day one in here. And everybody's going to see how these guys and us, like our group, will be positioned eventually in this world because of that. Because we believe in each other, because we were loyal to each other, because we have each other's back.
Yeah.
And that, to me, it's not so much like stick it in, like, fuck you, like, look at this. It's more like, we fucking did it. And I'm so grateful that we were able to bring all of that experience and all of that from all of the shitty past and give it and put it with these guys, all of that energy, and make something epic out of it.
Yeah, because it's so much sweeter and the reward is so much greater when you can share it with like-minded people.
Yes. So, I mean, I love my crew in Mexico. It's just, I wish I was there with them. I wish I could go to Juca's premiere. I wish I could go to Bert's whenever he's presenting like an award show. I wish I could go to all these guys.
The good news is none of that's happening. So you couldn't be, you're not missing out. So hopefully when it resumes, you can participate in all of this. So at least for now, you're not having major FOMO.
I know. But even then, I still have FOMO, baby. Still have FOMO because my boys are having a fucking blast and always working together. But anyways, I think that was Chats with Sweetie, episode number 6, before Sergio kills us for being here for hours and hours. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Sweetie, for your time.
Thank you, sweetie.
Thank you, Sergio, for your time.
Chats with Sweetie.
Da 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 da. See you later.